Hello and welcome to the European Beef Virtual Summit. In this bill, we're going to present an overview of the Spanish beef sector and their business relations with the United Arab Emirates. So, I will first introduce our association. After that, I'm going to describe how is the Spanish beef industry, and to finish, I'll draw the current trade relations between Spain and the United Arab Emirates. These are the three main topics that we will be discussing along this video. So, let's start by explaining who we are. Provacuno is the agri-food interprofessional organization of the Spanish beef industry that represents throughout their associations the whole value chain, from the beef producers to the processors. That means that under this institutional umbrella, there are represented 130,000 farms, which means more than 230 slaughterhouses and 140 cutting plants. In terms of production, every year Spain produces more than 600,000 tons and exports more than 200,000 tons. To be more specific, last year Spain exported to the Emirates around 27 tons. Going further to this first introduction, we see that the Spanish beef sector represents the 6.3% out of the total agricultural production in the country. Indeed, it is the second most important sector out of the livestock sectors in economic terms, with a total of 70%. In an international context, Spain is among the 5th and 6th largest producers and exporter in the European Union. However, in the worldwide ranking of beef producers, Spain takes the 18th position, whereas in terms of exports across the globe, it holds the 14th position. But if there is something that really stands out about the Spanish beef sector, it's its excellent healthy conditions, being the key to make business. An example of that is in the recent certification by the European Union in 2016 of the Statement of Country with Low Risk of BSE. This has helped us to negotiate with new countries and to promote our products. This guarantees that our plants are perfectly qualified, following the European production model, and we boast developed international teams. Thanks to that, we manage to achieve high safety in our production, differentiation from the competitors, implement technological development in all our procedures, investing more in R&D+I, and we support the international promotion. But what really makes our beef different from the rest? We could say that there are 5 pillars. First, our system follows the European production model standards. Second, there are different kinds of meat depending on the aged animal of the slaughterhouses. Third, the animal feeding is based in grain. 4, we carry out an exhaustive control in farms and industry. And 5, all of this makes that our Spanish beef is an exclusive product. In other words, based on the European production model, we call for the animal welfare and respect to the environment, animal feeding control and traceability during the whole process of the production, and we follow a strict contract in the whole industrial chain, resulting in a safe and high-quality product. Then we find that, depending on the age of the slaughter of the animal, we obtain different types of meats. That means cold meat, youngest animal, whose meat is tender, low fat and easily digestible. Yearling meat, whose meat is pink, tender, juicy and easily digestible as well. And adult bovine, whose meat is red and much more flavorful. In regards to the animal feeding, and what really differentiates us from the other international competitors is the fact that there is no hormones and antibiotics. It's only based in grain fed. This adds a high nutritional value to our products. We are eco-friendly and we get tender meat, less fat and with much more delicate flavor. At the end, we want healthy animals, so that this control farms is based on identify animals individually, carry out a health control at each stage of the animal life cycle to guarantee the animal welfare as a sign of identity of our production system. Regarding the hygiene and safety control implemented, we boast the highest technology, taking care of the traceability and making sure that the hygiene control during the whole process of our production system is guaranteed. So, as a result, we obtain a high-quality meat marked by its tenderness, juiciness, and its low fat. So, having learned more about what makes the Spanish meat special, let's continue analyzing the trade relations between Spain and the United Arab Emirates in order to draw the current situation between these two markets. Let's quickly review the historical evolution of the Spanish exports, which actually has increased more than 34% over the last 5 years. As you can see, there is a clear expansion towards the third countries compared to 2017 and 2018. Before going further, let's briefly contextualize what and how is being imported by the Emirates. Their imports present a positive trend, having doubled its amount over the last 5 years, reaching almost 900,000 euros. In this regard, the most demanded products are frozen meat, representing almost 2/3 of the total beef imported, followed by the fresh meat, 32%. But who are the main beef suppliers of Emirates? As you can see, Brazil stands out from the rest, covering more than the half beef imported by the EAU, followed by Pakistan and India, whose products are positioned in a middle-low segment. And the next positions are taken by the main competitors of the European beef in terms of quality, such as Australia, USA, and New Zealand. In that context, the European Union holds the 8th position, whereas Spain is among the 31st positions. Generally speaking, Europe is the 15th destination of the Emirates exports, and considering the only beef export, could reach the 18th position. So, we are saying that European beef exports are close to the 3.3 millions of tons, according to the 2019 data. Looking at the most important beef categories, we can say that there is a more balanced distribution between frozen meat and fresh meat, the most demanded, followed by preparations, processed meat, and offal. Among the European beef suppliers, you can see that Netherlands is who leads this ranking, covering the 54% of the market share. Then there is Poland, then Italy in the 3rd position. In this context, Spain holds the 7th position. According to the beef exports registered in 2020, there is a negative trend, having decreased about 50% due to the pandemic situation. However, although Spain presents a similar situation, the exports decrease less than the European ones. Now we will focus on the Spanish exports to the Emirates. We'll see that Spain holds a low position in terms of exports destination, 26th position in general exports, but still lower in terms of beef exports, reaching the 62nd position. To be more specific, in this context, the Spanish meat sector represents only between 2 and 3% of the food sector. Regarding the beef categories more exported from Spain to the Emirates, as you can see, is frozen and offal category stands out from the rest, representing almost the 2/3 of the total beef exported to this region. To finish, let's quickly review how the COVID has affected to the Spanish beef industry. We draw that there is a recovery of fresh meat exports, like 5 times more. The frozen meat has decreased by 63%, but offal goes from not having exported anything to exporting 70,000 euros in 2020. Until August, the Spanish beef exports to the Emirates have doubled, and frozen offal is more exported category so far, followed by boneless fresh and frozen meat. Thank you so much for having followed with this video. Please keep enjoying these events In our virtual booth, we have a crew of professionals willing to assist you and provide you further information.